Hey everyone, it's Sydney and Dico here again, and welcome to the explanation video for this 5x5 door. So, you probably came from Dico's video,
Yes,
which
I
was...
uploaded the showcase video for this, which is an amazing, absolutely incredible edit by Logicraft Redstone. And if you haven't seen it just yet, there will be a link on the screen right now, so you can take a look. I highly recommend that you do.
And
And
for mobile users, there will also be a link in the description for those of you who can't see annotations.
yes, and this video is going to be less of an edit, but more of an explanation or in-depth video
Yes.
about this door, explaining the components behind it and what made it work.
How it works and why it works. Anyways, so if you haven't seen it yet, so we'll just show it here. That's it.
That was laggy.
Wasn't for me. Anyways,
Okay.
that was a closing. That's the opening.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
opens in 0.6 seconds only.
And closes in 0.9.
Yeah, it should be 0.9.
Yeah. I actually checked, so yeah, it's 0.9.
Alright.
Anyways, so we're not gonna go into showing this quite yet. We're gonna go
We're
over
going to
here.
show you some components that are important for it to work. Okay. What I have in front of me here is the Piston Clock. This is a clock that powers every 1.5 ticks, which is exactly how long it takes to move a block to make it very optimized, and it cannot really be faster. This clock is pretty special. I will show you what it does. That's what it does. You probably... It's unlikely that you know what's going on here, but it's possible. What's happening? What you need to know first is that when a sticky piston receives a very short pulse, it will move a block instantly. And by a very short pulse, I mean a pulse that's technically only 0 ticks.
Yes.
What's happening is when this block is powered, it will extend this block, so it will disappear from this location, letting this redstone here power this piston through this redstone down there. The act of powering this piston will also remove this block, meaning that this here just received a 0 tick pulse, and that means it moved the block to this location. What happens then is this redstone is powered, which powers these two pistons here. This piston at the bottom will then push the block away, making this a very short pulse, and that means that it will also instantly be moved back. So what we have in the end is a block which just disappeared for a few, what I like to call microticks, and that means that this also received a 0 tick pulse. So then this block was moved over here instantly, and then we get the same thing again where these pistons will push it back immediately as well. So if we slow down the tick speed a little bit, you can see that happening. Let's make it 3 or something.
Okay.
Because everything kind of happens at the same time, you don't really see the process that I just explained, but you do see that the blocks move back and forth pretty much instantly. It's a little bit weird. It looks very strange. It's not able to render this properly, but you do see that it moves into the piston animation, and it just doesn't look correct, but this is how microticks work, and this is what makes microtick so awesome, because everything can happen at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So for Dico, he can't really see the order of things happening, but because I'm on his server, you can actually see it in my animation that things go a little bit out of order, and you can see the actual order of things happening. Like so.
Okay, so why is it important that we have 2 pulses? This engine, or generator, or piston clock is used mainly in this side, but it's actually very important for the other parts of the door as well. The reason why it's so useful is because every 1.5 ticks it will send a signal, but there are 2 outputs, and one on this side, and the other is on this side. The first one that powers is this one, and then by the time this is off, a couple microticks later, this will power, and that allows for some things that are just useful in the door. So we're going to go over to the site mockup right now.
Alright, so right here we have a little mock-up of the side setup that we have in our door over here. So
It's missing some pushers with the redstone block.
yeah, but that's not important for this. Anyway, so here we have our double extender and just a thing source piston and the storage block. So as Dico explained earlier, here's our generator. And here's the two lines coming out of it, the one coming up powering this piston and the other one powering this piston behind here. So the cycle,
Maybe just show it.
yeah,
what it does.
the cycle for the side is like this retracts and then this powers. Now that was way too fast for you to see, so we'll just show it once more, but at a slower speed.
You may want to add the glass there, bro.
That doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it does actually. Lol. Anyways, okay, so let's see it at a slower tick speed, like this. So as you can see, this retracts, and then this powers.
First pulse. And
Second pulse, and third pulse. So what we're doing is down here, we're giving this generator a 4-tick pulse. Now, this might not seem like a 4-tick pulse, but it is really. I'm not going to go into the details of actually why that is. There exists a video of it, but yeah, I'll link it if you really wonder in the description. Anyways, it's not important. So it will give a 4-tick pulse to this piston here, making sure that this clock goes exactly 3 times. And that's how many pulses we need for the side to work. So in the side, first of all, as I said, we retract this piston back.
Each cycle of the clock
Yes.
powers this piston first,
Yes.
and then it powers the back piston.
Yep. And that's the old Dico explained that, and that will make sure that this piston will always retract this piston back first. Then this will pull back the block afterwards. That's the first pulse. Those two
Yes.
things happening. The second pulse will push this out instantly, because that's the thing that happens first. Then this will happen second,
In the same cycle at the same time.
at the same time. And then the third pulse obviously will actually power this again, but because there's nothing there, it won't retract anything. So this will just retract it back, and then it's done.
And the action of moving this forward is missing a pulse here, because now we're just doing a double extender which pulls this block back, and when it's back here, it'll power again.
Yeah.
And we're just missing those pulses. We're missing that pulse here, but it's added in the thing.
Yes. Anyways, so if you want to see that cycle actually going, you can just show it here as well.
Yes. So this is the fast version.
Yes. This is actually everything happening.
And
So
now we will slow it down a little bit.
yep. So power it. That's our closing. Interesting.
Closing also uses the clock.
Yes.
Uh,
It used the same exact cycle, so it powers the back.
Oh.
Well,
it only powers twice, and then it like kind of locks it because
Yes.
the pistons stay extended.
anyways, here's the opening from this angle. Goes back, instant extends, and retracts back to double extender.
And that's it.
And that's it, yes. Anyways, so that's how the side works together with the generator. And again,
And now we will try to explain the bottom and the top, which use the sides, or I guess the generators, the piston clocks heavily, especially the bottom. So we'll go in depth about those now. Okay, so let's take a look at the bottom. This is the setup. We have a double extender in the center, and during the opening, these pistons are moved up like that. So that's the storage we have going on. Let me quickly close it. The closing isn't really important, I believe. What's the tick speed on?
it's on 20.
Okay, that looks way too fast for me.
I can put it to 40 if you want. No,
don't do that. Alright, so during the opening, the bottom will wait for this block to move down, for this column to move down one block, so that's what the top is doing. And as soon as that's done, it will move this block. The first thing it will do, it will retract this block to the side and pull this block down, so that happens at the same time. As soon as that happens, it will retract this block to the side and instantly double extend. What it does is it will pulse the bottom piston, pushing this up instantly while it's still retracting the block. Then at the same time, it will push this block into that position, and power this piston at the same time through that block from the back there.
Yes. And the reason why this works at all is because, okay, as was mentioned before, the fastest a piston can go is 1.5 ticks in between each other.
So a piston cannot pulse twice at the same moment.
Yes, which means that it will first pulse the bottom piston up here, and now it can pulse again.
Because the bottom piston is now retracting,
Yes.
the pulse from the back there will always power the top piston. So that's a race condition, what you call that.
Yeah.
And that's that. And then it will just retract the double extender
Down.
to there, and that's 6 ticks.
Yes.
So that's what the bottom will do.
Yeah, so you can just see it fast there.
Okay, that's, I'll get closer.
Yes, and
let's slow it down.
Yep.
2,
what?
3.
okay. So
First,
here it goes.
Yeah.
Still pretty fast.
it's pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah, let's set it to 32 times slower. Like so.
No, that's okay.
Oh.
I think it's not needed, but feel free.
Yeah, anyway. So here you can see it even better. So top instantly extends down, block comes down, the first block is retracted, while
and the second block as well at the same time.
It's getting dragged down. Now double extender goes instantly up.
While it's still retracting that block.
Yeah.
So the block is actually still in that place while the double extender goes through it.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it seamless at the exact same time, as you can tell.
Which is really nice. Yeah.
So how does the bottom really work? We're, as mentioned, using the pulses from the generator. One pulse is coming from this side, over here, going around into this block. And another pulse is coming from over here, going through this block. So obviously we have to block some pulses and delay others. For example, over here we are adding some microtick delay with using a repeater, and that's pretty much all it's doing. For example, on this side, we only filter through one pulse, which powers the bottom piston, I believe. And the only moment it will go through is while it's retracting. We don't want the pulse to go through on the rising edge, and the way we do that is by extending this block instantly. So this is a 0-tick repeater, an instant repeater, which gives a 0-tick pulse on the rising edge and then extends. And on the falling edge it will just retract this block, and during the retraction it's able to send a pulse through. And that's an example of what we're doing to just filter pulses so that it works properly. So let's head on to the top.
Alright, so this is the top. Well, not really. This is just the setup for the triple extender. So the ceiling is right here, and the door goes right here. So here's the setup. It's pretty interesting.
It's very strange.
And pretty interesting, but the reason for that is we're actually storing 2 blocks in the top. So these two are actually door blocks, these 2 glass blocks. So what it will do in the closing is, well, it will just push this like so. Oh, like so. Yeah, like so. Push this down. So, yeah, like so. Shut up. Anyways,
It's fine.
it pushes it down and sets it up in this way. So these are the top 2 blocks. Now the reason why this is like this at all is we need the triple extender to extend instantly, which it cannot.
Make it a bit faster.
Yeah, which it cannot do if this block is not retracted back first, because
if you push down this piston instantly,
yeah,
that doesn't push the other blocks instantly, so it cannot already react because the blocks in front of it are still moving.
Yeah, we can actually see an example of this in the way this door here closes. Like if I slow it down, you can see when the bottom closes, right? It will first push up one block, but when it's pushing up into the second block, right, you will see that the second block will be inside the other one for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's because only one block at a time can move instantly. And
that's the block moved by the sticky piston.
Yes. And all the other blocks above will take more than 0 ticks to extend, which which makes them, well, which makes you see them after they're actually getting moved.
Yeah.
So.
And a piston that's moved instantly cannot push if there are still blocks moving in front of it.
Yes. So we therefore have to move this back instantly.
Then, so that it doesn't push any other blocks.
Yeah, then we zero tick this piston. Then at the same time this powers. Well, actually is retracting. This will retract. And then
this will pull up at the same time as the other one.
Yeah, so these two will retract at the same time. This will retract at the same time as this. And then these two will power at the same time in the very end.
So these blocks move through each other.
Yeah, so you can't really see this from here, so we're just gonna show the top actually in action.
I have a good perspective here, I think.
Okay, so we'll just see from Dico's perspective. So here's the closing, there's the opening. Still can't see it, so let's slow it down again. Closing, push it out. Block goes through with a double extender and extends out.
And it does a little derp.
But that's
just... we didn't filter enough pulses.
Yeah, we could have, but this was just the most compact way of doing it.
This way it does the same thing on the opening and closing.
Yes. Anyways, so here's the opening. It will start extending instantly when I flick the lever. So right now. We'll retract up. Double extender goes back in the back. Retracts it back like so.
And that's it.
And that's the entire cycle.
That's all there is to it.
So
the door itself, the concept is pretty complicated, but the redstone is very simple, and that's how we work.
It's simple if you look at it from my perspective, but
I guess.
Yeah. Still pretty complicated though.
The top is not as reliant on the piston clock as the other components of the door.
Yeah.
Because it has its own piston clock.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. So it's still reliant on the piston clock.
Yes.
Oh well.
Yeah, we just, in the top, we control most of the pulses from this over here.
Yeah.
Which is just...
Another piston clock, it's a little bit different, so that it's actually able to power this piston here. At the instant it starts opening, and as well, it needs to power this block before it actually arrives over here. Otherwise it will not update properly.
Yeah.
And it will not actually extend. So
yeah,
that's it really.
Mm-hmm. It's just a bunch of microtick timings really that make this entire thing work. They have to be really accurate though for it to work, but yeah, it does work.
And that's our explanation of the top. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the extremely clear shots of the door working in slow motion. I hope you kind of understand how it works by now, because that's pretty much the purpose of this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Unfortunately, we will not be doing a tutorial on this door because it is very coordinate dependent. But we are going to leave a world download in the description below, so that you can download it and check it out for yourself. If it becomes apparent from the comments that for some people this door is not working in this world, I will upload a world with 200,000 versions of this door in different locations, or something in that direction, that amount or something, and you can try them until you find a working one, because I heard that it's kind of different per computer. Yeah, Logicraft, who did the edit for us, he was trying out this exact door in this exact coordinate. It did not work for him for some reason, so... Yes, so if it doesn't work for you, then please leave a comment down below, and I will get it fixed, and I will upload that world for you so that you can find a working version of this door. And once again, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you really like this door, and I hope you check out Logicraft's channel to check out some of his other edits and very cool cinematic videos. I'm actually really impressed with his editing skills. They're over the top. Yes, and if you come from my channel and don't know about Dico for some really weird reason, his channel will also be in the description. I guess. Yes. So yeah. If you don't know Sydney yet, which would be weird because you're currently watching his video, go subscribe to him as well. Yeah. No, I'm not asking for subscribers, guys. I'm not asking. Anyways, that's it for today. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.